Oh, I'm pissed.
Why are you pissed?
I'm not pissed. I'm just saying, well, listen, clear the air, and because we started. So you're a little further back than I'd like you to be. Usually I feel like we're a little closer. Things are okay, though. Welcome back to another episode of Life with Lenoci. I know that you guys are wondering why he's not wearing a black shirt. Second episode where I've only done 2 episodes with not a black shirt, by the way.
Huh.
You didn't know that?
No.
You didn't know I consistently keep it black so that when there's clips, nobody really knows what episode it's from, so they have to go watch all of them?
I don't pay attention to what
That's
you
smart.
wear.
That's smart. But you look at me and you edit the episodes, so you would assume that so you're bad at observations. So that's something we're learning today about Mark. He's bad at observations. But that being said, welcome back to another episode of Life with Lenoci. Thank you guys for listening and watching, or however you do. And make sure you write in lenoci.michael@gmail.com. All the stories are anonymous. You are looking at me like you are zoned out or what? What's going on, Mark? Tell me what's going on. We're here live.
I'm looking at the
in
camera.
The studio. You are? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing white because it's Sunday and I got to go to an engagement celebration. So, you just rolled your eyes. No,
Yeah.
You got to do these things. This is part of life. And life is a part of these moments because these are the moments you'll remember when you're sitting on your bed dying. You're not going to remember this podcast. You're not going to remember recording this podcast. You'll remember that you used to do this podcast. But you know what? You're going to remember the moments you have with your friends. And that's something very special to everyone. Remember the moments you have because that's what's beautiful in life. And that's what you'll only have at the end. And I think I talked about that last week a little bit, that you only will have the memories that you made with the loved ones, your family and your friends. So cherish those because materialistic things and money and all the other things that you think matter don't matter, and nobody cares about you. Not really. I mean, people care about you, but I'm saying nobody is thinking about you the way you think they're thinking about you. And that's what I'm trying to say. And, and we're good. And that's a fade out to the music. Now, did you feel like a conductor there? You're like, you knew I was done.
Yeah.
You did? How's your day?
I've had a great day.
Mark, here's the thing, man.
No.
People want to know you're having a great day,
Okay.
then show it.
Okay. I volunteered so a good friend of ours, I volunteered and I scooped ice cream for 2 hours at a dispensary.
Hold on. A good friend of ours?
Yeah, you know Tony Klein.
Oh,
His
gotcha.
wife owns
yeah.
the dispensary.
Oh yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, and his wife owns a dispensary. Cool. And then so you volunteered to give out ice cream to kids?
No, so we were just trying to
Because
drive.
a dispensary.
We tried to drive traffic today. So I had one of my clients do an event there, and in conjunction, we were handing out free ice cream Sundays
for adults.
Anybody come buy an eighth?
Did any kids get ice cream?
No, it's 21 and up. It's
I know. I'm just making sure, but it's just funny to ice cream attracts kids, and then yet we're like, well, hold on, you can't. You got to be 21 because we're selling marijuana here.
Yeah, so I made like 100 Sundays today, which was fun. It was different and unique.
Nobody's
and weird.
mad making Sundays.
Exactly.
Well, somebody is.
I made root beer floats. When was the last time you had a root beer float?
I'm not a big fan of root beer floats.
I'm not either, but I was like, once in a decade. I was like, that was actually
now,
pretty good.
I would do a Coke float.
Fair.
Or Sprite float, something else. You know what I mean? Listen, if there's one thing of something, and this is a fact, and here goes another rule in life. If there's something true about one thing, then there's other ways to make that thing true.
Okay.
I know that sounds confusing, but it's correct. So, hey, if there's a peanut butter cereal, then there's an everything else cereal. If there is a pistachio flavor ice cream, then guess what? There's an every type of nut flavor ice cream, right? There's a cashew ice cream somewhere. I don't see it, but it's out there.
I'm sure there is.
Almond flavored ice cream. That's out there. Never seen it, but it's out there. So, root beer float, Coke float, Sprite float, lemonade float, maybe not, because it doesn't have the fizzing.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
You gotta have the
like
fizz.
citrus and dairy don't really go together, do they?
No, what the float is about it's the soda.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have a soda, but you could do it with any soda. You
Sure.
could do it with orange soda float.
Yeah, well,
you
that
could
would
do
be
a vanilla ice cream orange soda float.
Yeah, that'd be an orangesicle.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
An orangesicle?
An orangesicle? Do you remember the ice cream, the orange
Yes,
flavored
yeah,
pops with the cream inside?
Yeah, but that's not what that would be.
But that's what they call it.
Yeah, but the orange, it would probably taste a little different. Actually, I think orange soda with vanilla ice cream would be very good. And
No, it's bomb.
Yeah. Oh, you've done it before?
Yeah.
What other sodas have you done with ice cream?
Well, so the orange
Cherry
stuff,
Coke?
I'll go like, you get like a Hawaiian ice where you have like the ice cream in the bottom and you have shaved ice on top and you do orange flavoring.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was fun today.
That's good. That's a good day so far. I mean, I just saw you. So usually we take a week in between our episodes, but since the travel, we're shooting this episode. That's why I decided to go with the white shirt.
I do have an update for you.
I
started The Sopranos.
You did?
Yeah.
You started Sopranos by yourself. Who cares, right? Let's go.
Oh, no, I dragged the wife with me.
And what episode are we on?
It's around 4.
Locked in.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm watching, you know what I'm watching is Winning Season or the
Winning Time.
Winning Time. It's great. It's awesome. Did you know on Winning Time, anybody who's watching it, the actors, a lot of the actors, this is the first time they're acting and they're great. And it just shows that anybody can really act. Anybody can act. Like you just, if you have a good writer and listen, if the writing is great and you have a good director, you can make anything look good. So it's like, there is a theory like, listen, once you get elevated to the top, Leo, everybody's like, he's great. Yeah, because he gets the best scripts with the best directors. He doesn't even really have to try at acting.
He doesn't even get scripts that aren't Oscar-winning writers.
Yeah.
Like, to even get something to him is impossible.
But that's the point. Like this show is really good, and then a lot of the people playing the basketball players, this is their first time. Have you watched the show?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. And listen, if you're a fan of everything, it's got it all. It's okay. There's boobs. There's basketball.
I like that's the first one you went to.
Well, you get because it perks up the guys. Well, if there's a guy listening and he's at his work desk or he's driving, he just went like that. So there's boobs. There's basketball. There's love. There's drama. There's mobster-ish kind of thing, a little bit, but still, you know what I mean? There's crime. It's all, there's cocaine. There's drugs. There's prostitutes. There's alcohol. There's sports. Everything a guy would love is in this show. This is the show you want to be. And I'm trying to think, like, even women could probably be in the show because of probably not. You know, it's not going to be a woman's show, but it's great. They need to do more style shows like this about other sports. Like let's do other sports. Let's do football. Let's do the 85 Bears.
But this was unique to the Lakers.
But this
is the Showtime Lakers was
sure, but there is that for everything in every sport. Okay, so that's unique to the Lakers, especially the way what it really is about Jerry Buss.
Yeah,
because of what he did was innovative. Okay, but there is that with a baseball team. I mean, well, I guess they did that with Moneyball, but you could make that a television show, okay? And then the succession story of Moneyball would be the Marlins in 2003. They kind of won the World Series with statistically putting a team together that was perfect for getting people on base and on base percentage. Don't appreciate you looking at a text and laughing at something else.
Oh, no. I was looking up something because where the show came from was my old boss had pitched Adam McKay about the story of AC Green with the Showtime Lakers. And he famously was like a virgin until he was 42 because he was saving himself from marriage.
Yeah, dork.
But imagine being a virgin on the Showtime Lakers.
Well, just in general and
no,
42.
But
yes.
Like
Magic
and those guys were literally throwing hookers at him.
Yeah.
Trying to break him as a game.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the point is you could have a TV show about The Last Dance. That could be a TV show. That would be very entertaining. I mean, we saw the documentary. That would be great. You could do a TV show about the OJ documentary. Like they've
done multiple.
Oh, they did do the OJ show.
Yeah.
What was that?
They literally did the true crime story too.
What do you mean?
True crime, the story of OJ Simpson. They did like
you mean the documentary?
No, it wasn't a documentary. It was all.
It was acting?
It was all acted, yeah.
Yeah, but they
They've
did
done
the
a couple
FX
of
one.
these. They did, yeah, and it
They
was.
did an FX one, but that one wasn't. That didn't like
Then
get high. That didn't do that. It was like okay.
It did well. They did the Gianni Versace one. That was the same series.
Sure. Yeah, you're right about the OJ one. But you could do The Last Dance. You could make that a television show. I'm assuming this winning thing is going to go 4 seasons, 5 seasons because it's pretty popular. So I don't know where they're going to head with it. I didn't finish it. I'm at like episode 7, so I don't know where it's going to go. But there's still it's fabricated a little bit because as I'm watching the show, I'm like, they didn't play the Pistons on Christmas. Like I was like, I was looking at the schedule in '79. And I go, I wanted everything to be so perfectly tight, but the other stuff is pretty true to what it is. And then there's just other ways. I would love to watch other shows like that about football, like the '85 Bears. I don't know. There's a story behind them too.
You wouldn't do the Dolphins?
There's
Undefeated?
not. You could, but like I don't know if there was
You don't
any
want a
drama.
Dan Marino show?
You could make you could. I just don't know what the story is. You have to know the information. Like I know that this '85 Bears team was wild and there was some like drama with it. So they made a music video. There's something there. There was a swag. If there was a story about any of the Miami teams, like maybe it would have to be the 2006 Miami Heat when Shaq came to Miami with Dwayne Wade. I heard some crazy stories about that team when they were in South Florida. I was in college at the time, but we were hearing that they even said years later, like, I don't know how we won the championship over that time because for those 3 years that Shaq was in Miami, they were just partying, having a blast. Like it was just wild stories, sex stories, a lot of crazy things going on in Miami. So, maybe there's a story there, and then Shaq had his Kobe beef. So there could be something there, but whatever. We don't want to bore the women listeners we probably have some, we have a few. Yeah, it's really all I got, short week.
Well, you wanted me to bring up something.
Yes.
And it was the C41 dumpster comment.
So what happened? So because we said we're gonna start bringing on more comments from the clips because this is fun. Even someone commented on the YouTube. He's like, I'm all about doing clips that get a rise out of people, and then we talk about it. And I think that's what this one is, right? Oh no, actually, I think they made a point. So what was the clip?
All right, so the clip was the Roe versus Wade opinion that you don't have an opinion.
All right, short sentence of this. Yes, I don't have an opinion on it because I don't care enough to do the work, right? So someone else commented, but you have the will to edit a clip about it. I'm like, yeah, well, this is what I do.
Yeah.
But the whole point is also going into that, like, you should do all the research for both sides so you have a definitive opinion that really matters instead of just taking a side like how we did, just to preface it with that. Now, what did this comment say? Which I was like, oh, this kind of put me in my place.
So I assume she
or he, whatever.
You're only able to not care because it doesn't directly impact you. Unfortunately, your vote and voice affect this issue whether or not you care. So your willful ignorance stands to hurt other people. This is the burden of democracy. Shirking that burden isn't a flex. To which you replied, good point, clap emoji.
Not sarcasm, though. That's not sarcastic.
But then she wrote, just by the way, this is why so many people demand you have an opinion and be informed on things. Immigration, war, foreign policy, civil rights, social aid. These are all issues which probably don't affect you, but which you, simply by merit of being an American, have a great degree of power over. Every person that chooses not to care, not to vote, not to speak, cedes that power to the billionaires, lobbyists, and grifters of the world. Again, it's a burden, and it's often annoying. If it can often sometimes feel pointless, unfortunately, that's the hand you're dealt.
I mean, dude, this person fucking knocked me out. When I read that, I go, there's no argument. They won.
How did you not already understand that point?
Because I don't.
If you choose
really
not
think
to
about...
participate, like,
If I choose not to participate, what?
Like in voting and choices.
Yes. Then
Like,
what?
I just had an argument with a friend who was like, well, I choose, super religious because I'm super religious people. And I said, that's fine. But when you choose that person, you're choosing someone who's willing to take the rights away of other people. So how about choose for the person next to you, not choosing for the person that might have the same morals, but which is to take it away from someone else?
Well, I mean, that's
that is
a
the
debate
burden of
itself.
being.
But I don't know. I wasn't thinking that it's ignorant to be like, I don't have an opinion because I don't care to look at it. Like I was like, why can't I just live? But then I'm not realizing that like, oh, because not a lot of other people outside of the world of America can just live.
Correct.
Well, you didn't correct me on it. You weren't sitting here going, hey, man, it's a little ignorant to talk like that. You were kind of like, I agree too.
I don't dare jump into the comment threads that you have unless it's to like stir the pot sometimes.
All right. Well, I wasn't trying to stir the pot. I was just saying, hey, man, there are people out there that like, I don't want to get involved. I want to just live. But I never really thought about it. Yes, I'm 38 and I should have, but I never really thought that like, oh, it's a privilege to live this life. I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it is. Why? Because other places in this country are less fortunate?
Well, you and me, like as straight white males, we won the lottery.
Yeah, but like,
even if we made minimum wage, we won the lottery.
Okay, but see, here's where I'm confused. So I understand this, okay? I understand as a white straight male, we won the lottery, right? You have the easiest life, right? I even make a joke on stage. I go, the worst thing that ever happened to me is putting my dog down because I'm a white straight male. Okay, so I understand that. I do understand that, but are we obligated because of that to go above and beyond for other things?
Well, imagine being powerless and not having the ability to make a difference.
Okay, but like what is that then? Okay, so what is that?
So like
if I'm do I have the ability to make a difference about Roe versus Wade? Like isn't that not about me because I'm not a woman, so like I shouldn't
it's minute.
Yeah.
But you still have a role when that's voting, running for office, that's phone banking, getting out the word, explaining to other people that have the same mindset you do.
But also people seeing that way of life is so unattractive and gross to me because of the way it's run and done. Can't someone make a decision to be like, I don't want to be a part of politics because regardless of being like, oh, I'm privileged to live this life, but like, I can't change the way it's the way things are, right? The way our democracy is, that's set in stone. I can't change it if I don't like it. So why do I have to participate in it?
Well, let me ask you this. Let's take like LeBron, for example. Do you feel like he has an obligation to help the community?
No, not necessarily.
But if he's got,
I think he has an upper advantage. He's got an upper advantage because of the money to help communities, and he chooses to by opening up schools and doing stuff like that, like because you have an excess amount of money, right? And also I'm sure part of it is like tax breaks, right? But I think we would all choose to do that more because we all have empathy for less fortunate. So I think most humans, not all. There are some people who are hundreds of millionaires, billionaires that don't necessarily help as much as they could, and they don't have to. But I think most people would, and I think even me and you, we're sitting here trying to build a career, and we struggle here and there. We still help, like we still give $1 here to someone, like you know what I mean. Like I think as humans, we all kind of want to help when we can, but I don't think you're obligated to. Like I'm not obligated to buy a homeless guy a meal every time I walk out of Whole Foods. I sometimes might, but I'm not obligated to.
No, you're not obligated to, but I want you to go back like 300 years. Okay. The reason this country was founded is because we didn't have those choices.
Kind of.
No.
Great Britain wasn't that crazy.
No, but we left for the freedom of religion, the freedom of tyranny.
Well, here's the thing that's a little confused that they teach in America. First of all, we migrated here. We were British. Everybody was European and British. We came, we're like, oh, we found a land. Let's start building here. Then 100 years later, people who were born in America's land, who weren't from the, because the first people that came over from Europe and settled in the colonies were all like, this is cool, we're expanding, right? They're all for it with what was going on. Then people have kids, they get married, they have kids. Then those people grow up and they're like, wait a minute, I'm not them, but like you kind of are. And they're like, this is us. And then they didn't like the way the government is. That's like saying today, like our kids will grow up and be like, fuck this American thing. And then all of a sudden millions of people are like, let's fight this country and take our own shit. That's kind of what happened. It wasn't like, dude, they're treating us wrong. Like that was just part of a system. And then generations built.
But they were tired of the tyrannical rule of the king.
But can't that happen here?
Sure. There's nowhere else to go.
Land-wise, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think those people had a bad life. They just didn't agree with the rules.
But that's kind of the beauty of it. Like, I would say,
because
like,
look
our parents' generation are the boomers.
Look
right?
how it is in the United Kingdom now, in England. It's not horrible. It's fine.
It's not that great.
It's not horrible at all. I have family that lives there.
It's like way more of even a police state there.
It's not. It's pretty free there.
It's
pretty free all over Europe. If you want to
have like everything under CCTV.
Most of the things in Europe are free too. Like everything, they all live very similar lives to us. There's no different really.
Oh, I know.
So it worked out for them anyways.
No denying, but there are rules of the press and everything that is different.
They surely don't have as many mass shootings.
Certainly not.
But anyways, going back to the ignorance. So do you think that you're obligated to have an opinion and a voice and a vote? And that if you don't, you're not doing your duties as a privileged person. That's the question.
Here's how I feel. If I don't exercise my right to vote and educate myself on that, I don't believe I have any right to complain about what's going on.
I could get on board with that.
Because
but I'm not complaining.
You know, if someone decided to say like, hey, filming is illegal now, I would be like, well, shit, I need to vote someone out. Like, you've got to take control of.
So you're saying you can't just get on board when it's something that affects you. You have to be on board for everything that affects you.
Well, you've got to at least have a knowledge of it. And I vote every election because, you know, if something goes wrong and I'm just like, oh, I didn't vote, like, yeah, that's on me. Like, you could have been the one vote.
It's never just by one vote, though.
Sometimes it is minuscule.
It's like hundreds.
Sometimes less.
So am I wrong?
Yes.
I'm wrong for having an opinion of not having an opinion. That's my whole point of that post was that I can't even be an ignorant guy. What if I want to be ignorant?
You know what you are? You're being the person. I want to say this carefully. You ever ask your girlfriend, "Hey, what do you want to eat tonight?" I don't know. Like, do you want this or this?
Okay, how about this? A gay Latino person.
Okay.
Is that less fortunate? They didn't get the card they were dealt, or a gay black person, right? What if they're like, I don't care to be involved? Are they ignorant too? Or is it every single type of American? Or is it just because you're a white straight male?
I don't think it's ignorant to take that.
Yes.
But I think that you are behooved to take a stance on it.
But is that only because I'm a white straight male, or is it anyone who's an American?
It applies to anyone that's American.
Every American.
Yes.
Okay.
You have the right to make change. You should be at least educating yourself to know what you're doing.
Why?
Because if you are not doing it, then it is the people who are making the laws right now doing it for you.
Okay. And what if you're fine like that?
And if they're doing something that's not what you believe in, then you are just a passenger.
I'm fine. I'll wear my seatbelt. I'm a passenger. Drop me off when we get to a stop. You know what I mean? Like, what, in the grand scheme of things, okay, with all the laws and the things that people go back and forth, Roe versus Wade, probably the biggest one, right? Because that's affecting women. If a woman gets pregnant, she doesn't have a freedom of a choice, which, here's my argument, she does. People, I said this, I go, well, okay, some states are going to be like that, but most states are going to have abortion, right?
No. So right now,
15 to 20.
26 will stop it completely. 24.
Okay.
Or still
50%
still
basically.
No. 51% against.
Sure. So, all just drive over to the next state.
That's not that easy.
It doesn't take 9 months to drive over.
No. See, then this is why you need to be educated, because those states like Texas will prosecute you for going somewhere else to do it.
How will they know?
That's the thing, is they are now telling people to delete period tracking apps on your phone. Do not text anything, because if they think that you had an abortion, then through the process of discovery, they can find those things to say you did go across state lines to go have
but that's
this.
what they're fighting right now. We don't know if that's going to be true yet. The prosecution part of
But
that.
as the law that stands, yes, they can prosecute.
But here's the thing about this. Now, if you're going to do that, then you could say, oh, well, you smoked weed in California, so when you come to our state, we're going to arrest you for smoking weed because it's still illegal here. That's how crazy. That's why that won't work. You can't do that.
Oh, okay. See how you got animated there?
No, I'm just saying.
No, but see how ridiculous it is and how you thought. That's what these women feel like for the whole thing.
But the point is, fine, this argument I understand. But for the other issues, most of us can kind of live with whatever the decision is with all these other things, with gun control versus not. Okay? Whether or not you want to get involved, whether or not the vote says more stricter laws or not, whatever side you're on, whatever lifestyle you have, it's not going to affect you that much. For people who have thousands of guns, you're still going to have your thousands of guns. For people who don't have guns and don't want guns, your life is still, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just giving one example. Another argument with other stuff, like all the other voting stuff. That's what I'm saying. Outside of the abortion stuff, does it really affect your life if the vote doesn't go your way, is what I'm trying to say. This one in particular obviously affects women very much. But outside of this one, most of the other issues that people fight about in politics, does it really affect your life drastically? Now, business owners maybe, because it could be something to do with laws and stuff like that, with what you're doing with your company and money and stuff like that. Sure. But as an individual, you could still go to a deli and get a turkey sandwich with bacon on it. Right? What do you think about that?
I'm not touching that one.
but right, the you know, what's a big issue? Okay, that's gun control, Roe versus Wade. What else?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like guns for the most part is a state by state issue. Like whether it's like background checks, like this was federally repealed,
but it's still up to the state.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, but it's a big deal because you've got states who are wanting to police to an extreme. Like in Texas, there is a bounty. Like you can get paid up to $10,000 for turning someone in.
No, I don't think that yet. I don't believe that. Is that facts?
That is now triggered by this law to be enabled. Yes,
but it hasn't yet. It's still not. They haven't said it's illegal to go get an abortion in a different state yet.
Yes, it is. It's trigger laws. Yes.
Okay.
That's why this is so huge.
Well,
because it's not even an abortion. It's if your wife or significant other had a miscarriage, no fault of their own, that is killing a baby.
You could prove that you had a miscarriage.
It doesn't matter if you can prove it. It's that you had one.
Yeah, that's fine. You're allowed to.
No, you're not by these new rules.
No, that's crazy.
No,
that's not true.
you're not paying attention then.
No, bro, that's not nobody logical. You can't like, oh, she was sick and had a miscarriage. They're gonna put you in jail. That's not a thing. I don't believe you. Show me. I don't believe you.
You're not paying attention.
Show me that. Show me you're paying attention. That's not what it is. It's getting abortion. You can't, if someone gets sick and it has a miscarriage, you can't go to jail for that. No, you can't. I don't believe, show me and then I'll believe it. Show me where it says if you have a miscarriage, you can go to jail. We're about to find out. Do I know? No, of course I don't know, but I'm going to call out bullshit when I smell it. That's bullshit.
Keep chatting.
I'm just saying, I haven't seen anyone say that part. I've seen the part about saying they're going to try to stop people from going to a different state to have abortion. I've heard that. I've seen that. You can't physically say someone had a miscarriage by accident because do you know the average woman has a miscarriage?
Oh no, my mother had 2.
Yeah, like I've had every friend, like it's especially when you're in your 30s, it's not easy to hold a baby. So that's why I'm saying find that in writing, and then I'll get on board, and then I'll care. But that's crazy because like a doctor could be like, no, she had a miscarriage. A doctor can prove you had a miscarriage that wasn't an abortion. You know what I mean? So that would be.
So yeah. So what am I reading at?
What are you reading?
He's
not gonna find it because that's bullshit.
No. This is Nolo Legal Encyclopedia, and they're saying that this opened the door for prosecution against women for miscarriages and stillbirths.
Yes, for probably having a miscarriage on purpose, for like trying to have a miscarriage. What's a stillbirth?
Stillbirth is when they're born dead.
What are you reading? Where's that?
I just said.
Where did you read it?
The Nolo Legal Encyclopedia.
I don't believe it. Yeah, it just. I'm gonna ignore that part. Yep. So what do you think about that?
That you're gonna ignore it?
Either way, yeah, that part's that's not a thing. That's not gonna be a thing in this world. I want to see if the comments show up and people are like, yeah, that's true. That's not like you can't. That would be like saying if someone has cancer, they go to jail. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's
that's not fair.
If you can't pay your hospital bill,
you don't go to jail.
If you can't pay your hospital bill,
you know how awesome it is to like if you don't pay your hospital bill, it doesn't even go against your credit. Do you know that? That's like the one thing you can ignore. You're fine. You don't go to jail for not paying debt. You just have to file for bankruptcy. Do you really think you go to jail for not paying like a credit card debt?
Well, it's not a credit card debt.
Well, a hospital bill, like you can't. You know how many people can't afford a hospital bills? Most people.
Yeah.
You know, if I broke my leg today and had to get surgery, you know who's not paying the hospital bill? You know why? Because it's bullshit. We shouldn't have to pay for that stuff. The government should. The government should pay if you have an accident and break your leg. This was a hot topic day. There's a hot topic day.
This was.
Yeah. But I think we learned something. We learned that, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. And that's the point of the podcast is if you're watching, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just spewing information out of my brain that I don't know if it's true or not, but you came to the podcast, you watched the episode because you fell for a clip that you thought was factual. None of the clips I have posted are factual. They're opinions, and all of my opinions can be swayed. And that's the type of person I am, except when it comes to sports and opinions about sports. Because you know why? Because I've done my research. I know my knowledge about sports and stand-up comedy. Can't change my opinion about those things. But anything else I can, and I'll clip it, and that's how it's going to be. But I also would like to talk about your issues, and I'll have an opinion about your issues if you write in lenoci.michael@gmail.com. Someone's got to. Come on. Come on. This is 3 weeks we've been promoting this. Someone write in. There's at least 150 of you guys each episode listening. Let's go. There's at least 150 of you guys with problems. There's at least 10 of you. and listen, you send an email and it's a secret. Nobody has to know. Maybe it's not a secret. Is there a way to send anonymous emails?
I mean, we just don't read their name.
That too, but maybe someone wants to share something that's like really, they still don't want us to know their name.
Change the names.
No, I'm saying like I would still see their email name and they don't want me to even know. I forgot how I used to do emails when they were anonymous. I think they came through a website. That's why.
Yeah, you can do that.
Man. Well, either way, figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. Make a fake email. Or a fake Instagram account. I don't know, but figure it out. And like and subscribe. And, we got to keep it short this week. We have things to do. But, we'll be back next week with more issues. And I'll be back in my black. And, Mark's really upset at me. I could just tell he's just like, you don't care about women's rights.
No, I don't care about that you wore a white or black shirt.
You know what I will say? It's very easy not to get someone pregnant, though.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I will say. I'm not picking a side here, but I'm saying I'm 38. I've never got someone pregnant.
I'm in the same boat.
So it's like, it's not hard. It's just like, there's so many ways to prevent from getting someone pregnant. That's the side I will say. I'm not taking a side here. I'm just bringing up a point it's a lot easier to not get someone pregnant than it is to get someone pregnant.
I don't know. I feel like the cause of getting someone pregnant could be just laziness.
Okay. We have to be careful because we're not talking about incest or rape or something like that.
Yeah.
Because for those people, that's not fair, right? That's where it should be like, that's where they should maybe like they go, okay, in certain situations, the law or the government can come in and be like, we are going to help you for this situation. But this law applies to the general public who just wants to be, who wants to not be responsible. Now that would be fine. Like, if like everybody knows, if your wife's pregnant and you're speeding to the hospital, you're not going to get a ticket. Everybody knows that. You might get pulled over, but once you tell the cop, you're like, hey.
Do you know that as a fact? Or you just believe it that it's a trope from movies and TV?
I don't listen.
You just have to. You're assuming.
Bro, what cop is giving someone a ticket? Like it's just like he's just gonna be like, oh shit, I got your back. You know what I mean? Like that's how it's gonna be. You're gonna get pulled over because you're breaking a law, but you're not gonna get the ticket.
But have you ever known
someone to get a ticket? No.
Someone that like got pulled over by a cop speeding to get to the hospital.
You hear stories.
I've never heard a true life story. It's always been through the lens of TV and film.
Yeah, that is true. But I've also never heard a story. Someone, dude, this fucking cop gave me a ticket while my wife was pregnant. I've never heard that. That's crazy. Because imagine if that did happen, you would have seen it on social media, and that cop would probably go through so much bullshit. Some guy big, this cop gave me a ticket because I'm on my way to a hospital. That it would have been on TikTok by now. You know what I mean?
Little did we know he was driving the wrong lane.
Drunk too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I don't know. So there's those issues, but that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review, and we will see you next week. Ciao.